Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Teague from A Teague of Your Own, and welcome to Coffee with Two Coaches. With me, as always, is my friend Betty. Hi, Betty.
Hey, hi. It's great to be here again, especially for this topic.
Yeah, yeah, this is an interesting topic. We're going to be talking about AI and how it relates to human resources. And during the last time we got together, we talked a little bit about how HR people have been using AI for years when it comes to recruiting because they've been running all their resumes through it. But HR is doing a whole lot more with AI these days.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with HR clients and they have a lot of work to do that's data driven and manual and so forth. And the I think HR is looking forward to the AI to increase how they help so that the HR specialists can, do the real work, you know,
Exactly.
do the
Yeah,
work that people have to make decisions for. So
exactly.
in essence, she and I, Michelle and I looked at an article called Generative AI and the Future of HR by Jem Slocum. And this article really is for you, the HR professionals and employers wanting to know how AI can improve current HR processes and considerations when purchasing AI powered HR tools. So we're going to talk about that towards the last. But, like Michelle said, AI has been around, but it's only been like small.
Yeah,
So the progress in artificial intelligence technology is remaking the human resources department. It's enabling HR professionals to leverage machine learning and the algorithms to streamline their work processes and reduce their biases and enhance their analysis and decision making. I say that because I remember when my HR department was trying to put something in where everybody could be part of it. And in the very beginning, it was too tiresome. So we just stopped it out. So, but I know that it came back in and it works better. So, so how are HR teams embracing AI? Well, in Eightfold's AI report, The Future of Work, Intelligence by Design, the majority of 250 HR leaders surveyed said they are already using AI across HR functions, like employee records management. 70% are doing it. Payroll processing and benefits administration, 77% are doing that. Recruitment and hiring, I think that's the one that we sort of know and have seen, 73%. Performance management, 72%. And onboarding new employees, 69%. So in the future, 92% of HR leaders intend to increase their AI use at least in one area. The top 5 areas are performance management, payroll processing and benefits administration, recruitment and hiring, onboarding new employees, and employee records management. So most of them plan to increase their usage in the next 12 to 18 months. And this article was written a little earlier. So, we don't know how many have already done that, but a lot have. So this aligns with the research that was done for AI usage. And 60% of global 2,000 businesses all deployed AI and machine learning tools to support the entire employee's life cycle. And I know in the international community, people are like far flung all over the world, and they're expected to be productive and be able to hire and engage and retain employees, even though they're a country or two or three or a continent away. So something that they're using is stack ranking, which I'd never heard of, I will tell you. Stack ranking is a statistical approach that companies' employees perform against each other.
Mhm.
So after analysis of staff performance, staff ranking software recommends that underperforming individuals take additional training. That's sort of nice because you have to sort of guess. You used to have to guess what training you really should do, right? Advise managers to do intervention and, or worst case, lay off people who fall below the threshold of acceptable performance. I, I know one of the hardest things managers have to do is fire somebody,
Mhm.
terminate them. And where's that conversation? And you need to know why
Mhm.
they're doing it, or you'll get an EEO suit. So
Yeah.
it's hopefully it will help.
Yeah, and Betty, to add to that, like you said, one of the hardest things for employers to prove is that an employee isn't pulling their weight. They aren't meeting expectations. They aren't doing what they're supposed to do. And AI is actually showing you how
Yeah.
does this person do compared to everybody else who's doing the exact same job.
I
And
think, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
you're able to tell who the good performers are based and who the not so good performers are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because sometimes it was hard. I mean, so, but one of the things that I don't know how this is going to be applied, this isn't in this study, but one of the things is all the people are being called back to work,
Mhm.
and the majority of people don't want to go back to work. They
Mhm.
want to work remotely. And I know that even some of my management leadership clients say they need to come so they can interact. And I know that they're being productive. And I say, well, what makes it difficult for you to know that they're being productive or unproductive when they are working at home? And that's a big question. That's a big elephant in the room. And I hope it's being looked at because I would like to look at it. It's, because I don't believe if people get their work done at a high performance rate, then that's it. They can,
Exactly.
they can take their children to school, but they can come back
Yeah.
and it'll work well and work really hard on their work. I
Exactly.
just I put that in. So how are HR teams using AI?
Well, I'm glad you asked because, like you said in the survey, it talks a little bit about what most HR teams are doing with AI. And one of the things, and we had talked about this before, they're using it for recruiting and hiring. That's one of the easier tasks that you can push off onto AI. You can tell AI, here are the qualities that I'm looking for in a new employee. Here are the skills that I need them to have. Go through the stack of resumes and pull out who it is that I should be interviewing. So when it comes to job postings, when it comes to job offers, AI is significantly reducing the time spent recruiting new employees by automating all those manual tasks. It's amazing how AI is sourcing technical talent by automating repetitive tasks and providing valuable insights into employee performance and candidate outreach. You're going to have, like you said before, when it comes to that employee performance, you now can use AI to say, what's the standard? What is everybody performing at? Who's above that and who's below that? And the people who are below that, what can I do to get them up to what the standard is? Or are they so far below that there's no way to get them up there? And I need them to move on and make room for somebody else. So it's interesting how it's doing this. It's also AI can generate customized sequences of messages and communications when you're recruiting, when you're looking for new people, it can send those out to candidates. It can improve engagement and response rates when you're sending these out. In this day and age, when some HR people are just pulling their hair out trying to get people in for interviews and to hire them. it can help with that response rate to those emails. AI can also be used to track and analyze conversion rates, allowing recruiters and hiring managers to identify and refine their most significant outreach strategies. So they'll know what's working and what isn't working. There are companies out there like PandaLogic that already use AI in a manner where they specifically generate interview questions for a specific person and job that they're hiring for. And the question answering are used through a proprietary domain specific large language model. Which means they're running the answers through AI to see, is this somebody who we want to hire? AI is able to handle unforeseen questions, and it's able to pick up on what's working and what isn't. So that's how HR teams are using AI in the recruiting and the hiring process. When it comes to onboarding, once you've actually hired somebody, AI can actually help with onboarding too. It can, verify all the documents. It can conduct the actual initial training that you have. It can take care of any of the administrative tasks. AI chat box can guide new employees through the onboarding process. It can answer their questions, and it can provide them with information that they need to be successful there on the job. And that ensures that during the process that the candidate isn't left hanging, or they're not ghosted, or they don't fall through the cracks, which that helps to keep a positive image and reputation for the company itself. And that's important in today's day and age where it's a very competitive talent market out there. When it comes to bad onboarding, and I've worked at companies that had really bad onboarding experiences. Companies can't afford that anymore. And so taking advantage of AI to help improve their onboarding experience, I think it is one of the keys to helping to retain and keep good employees. What are you thinking, Betty?
Well, I'm thinking you're right. I mean, I had two thoughts while you were talking with regards to the first, which is recruiting. Even though they'll be sending out messages and also sending the offering, you still, as the person, have to put the right data in.
Yes.
Or at least follow the algorithms and the analysis of the AI, so that you know that this is what needs to be done and it's on target. There's no labor problems, relation problems. The other thing with the onboarding is after the onboarding, just really to say, you need to be able to know who is producing the best AI system.
Yes.
And we'll probably maybe talk about that later.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about this a minute ago. One of the biggest things, and I think it's one of the things that people aren't sure about, and HR needs to be very clear about, is employee monitoring.
Yes.
I mean, nobody wants, an eye looking over you, right? Mm-hmm. So Big Daddy looking over you. So they are now still incorporating AI to identify bottlenecks. So it's more of a proactive. So, and that bottleneck could keep a productivity of that worker doing the job that they need. And it may be, if it's sort of manufacturing, it will be, if that's not happening, then the whole thing is going to stop.
Right.
They can help administrators easily manage large workforces without manually monitoring activity. So they get the data, but they don't have to oversee personally the person. And instead, they are providing them with notifications and alerts when your AI detects abnormalities or violations of company policy. And you know what? If the employee knows that's what they're being looked at, then they should not be unhappy, because they do know. A lot of times when we worked right in the past, it was like, so what do you want? Or
Mm-hmm.
how are you? What's the parameters? Now it's right there in front of you.
Yes.
And the AI can monitor employee performance, behavior, and engagement, and provide HR teams with insights
Mm-hmm.
into what's happening. They can also, this is really big, they can also detect signs of burnout and disengagement and even misconduct. So those are things that sometimes you used to have to be there. Yeah. Well, this is giving them indicators that something's happening. And now the HR team leader has to look personally what's really going on. The human touch should be coming in here. The AI powered tools can also track employee productivity, providing data on how much time employees spend on specific tasks. This can help HR learn to optimize workflows and identify areas of improvement. That's true, because there are some things that people think it's going to take you a couple hours, when it may take you a half hour to do it, and you do it well. So you have AI to be able to see if that's what the majority of people are doing. Learning and development. This is my thing, because I was a training manager for years. It can help create personalized training to suit you, the employee. Angela Margram, founder of manufacturing recruitment agency Margram Career Solutions, sees significant possibilities of AI in maximizing employee development. She says, I think there's a lot of potential for AI to customize employee training, create data-based career paths for each individual instead of the traditional generic focus on helping employees gain in-demand business skills. And that's true, because you and I know that if you're not feeling engaged, or you've been doing this job for so often, you need to find out, well, what's your future and what is available in the company? And that's how you can go in and negotiate or ask for possible transfer. So by tracking the unique learning methods of professionals, the AI can help develop your workforce by providing individualized recommendations for skills training. And skills training is one of the things that comes up all the time about what is needed now in the workplace, especially the soft skills.
Yes.
So let's take careers to a bigger level. Promotion, internal mobility. Promotion and career development of employees are made easier by using AI tools to source the talent from within the organization. And I remember sitting in the National Bank, and that was the big topic of the day. How do you do it? And there were just so many people, they didn't know how they could handle them at the time. Now we're talking 20 years ago, but still, it's good that their AI is taking up the slack. So AI is streamlining the internal mobility process, and it's matchmaking employees and departments. And we know that hasn't been the easiest, so the AI is making it a little easier for us. Go. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, because what you were just talking about, and all three sections of what you were talking about when it comes to employee monitoring, learning and development, and internal mobility, you're really talking about increasing employee engagement. When it comes to the learning and development, you're going to increase their engagement because you're going to tailor the learning specifically to them and what their wants and needs are. When it comes to their internal mobility, you're going to increase engagement because they want to know, what do I need to do for that next promotion? Where can I go to further my career? When it comes to, monitoring them, you're going to increase engagement because the more engaged they are, the more it's going to show up when you're monitoring them, and they know this. So I see AI as a way to increase engagement across the board when it comes to employees.
And the managers now have the information to be able to have a conversation with the employee.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
but the big thing is the big thing for coaches and consultants and internal learning systems is for the manager to learn how to deliver.
Yes.
That's not going to be given to an AI, hopefully, ever, but now at all. And so that's why it's important to be careful about the type of AI you want to be using. So, Michelle, how do AI benefits HR departments? I'm wondering.
That's a great question. Because when it comes to using AI tools, there are some people out there that are afraid of AI because they think, the computers are going to take over. And like you said, the H part of HR is human. These are human resources, and these are assets for the company. And you need to keep the humanity part there of the company. And people are afraid of the computers taking over. Having said that, there are a lot of benefits, though, to using AI with HR because AI can dig in deeper with the analytics. AI can help with some of the routine and mundane types of tasks as far as getting those taken care of. And that frees up people to actually focus on the humanity part and the human part of human resources. So one of the first things that AI can do to help benefit HR departments is to improve efficiency because you can automate repetitive and time-consuming tasks using AI. It can help improve decision making and provide valuable insights using predictive analysis. It can help, like we talked about before, with the hiring process and matching up those skills. It can help with the internal mobility and promotion process by matching up the people who are going to be best suited for a particular job. So it can help by getting you a list of people who are going to be good for that. AI also helps reduce costs. In today's economy, organizations are looking for ways to cut costs, and AI can do that because it can take the computers that you already have and you just add the software and it will identify patterns and trends and suggest cost-effective solutions. So this gives your HR team the ability to tell AI, hey, what are some of the things that we can use you for that'll free up other people and possibly cut some costs here? And AI can go out and find those tasks out there that it can focus on. I thought it was interesting because there's a McKinsey study on the global AI survey that shows that 27% of HR respondents said that AI adoption resulted in cost reduction of less than 10%, while 23% said it was about 6 to 10%. So there is a cost reduction out there. It's just a matter of using AI to help with that. AI also helps with better decision making. It enables the collection of an analysis of data in your HR processes to eliminate biases. So it's very objective in its decision-making process. It takes out the guesswork. So that can help guarantee you in choosing the right candidate when you're hiring somebody or when you're looking at annual reviews. It's very objective when it's going through that information. It's very objective when it's going through the promotion process. So you can use AI to help make some of those decisions. Um, Did you want to add anything to that as far as the benefits to AI for HR departments, Betty?
Well, I see, you said something about better decision making. I think one of the decisions that managers have a hard time deciding, they all go into a huddle and say what's going to happen and how what should we offer this person, and AI helps the HR department can offer the candidate the best compensation and benefit plan that fits them. I mean, something's happening, and I don't know if it's going to catch on, but some companies are asking their employees to be to self-insure.
Oh,
That's going to be an interesting. It's just come up as a topic. I haven't seen anything about it. And some of us that were for entrepreneurs, we did self-insure, but hardly anybody really, nobody really self-insures. It comes through benefits plan of
right.
the organization. And I think we covered everything on that. Yeah, there are benefits, and I think the things though that worry me is the people.
Yeah.
We still need every level in the organization to talk to each other and agree on the data that or standards that they're putting in for the AI
Yeah.
to be able to do its analysis, and also to acknowledge when maybe it's not quite what they think is fair. So
So,
there's things there that be missing between levels of management.
so knowing that, what are some of the considerations that HR departments and organizations should have when they're adopting AI tools?
Yeah. I mean, you're making a big investment in an AI powered HR tool. And so you have to remember that AI has limitations. Um, and I read this. Harvard Business School performed a survey and found that 88% of HR executives learned that their tools rejected qualified candidates. And I was surprised when I heard it or saw it. And, but then I read further, and it said the job descriptions have too many qualifications. And I know that because I've been looking at some stuff on Indeed, and I'm going, when's it is this 50 qualifications? I don't know how I'm going to write my resume to be able to stand out in a crowd. So it also, as a result, the candidate can be rejected, and they should have been accepted because they're a highly qualified candidate and have the skills that they need. So this is something that I think that HR teams are going to have to look at, because another factor that Harvard said was a work gap in candidates' resumes for more than 6 months. And when I was doing job search coaching and career coaching, that is the biggest question. How do I get over that? And how do I get over changing jobs so often?
Mm-hmm.
And so we would have to go through it. So the AI needs to think about that's not such a horrible thing. They just need data to decide if that person is legitimate candidate, or if there's a really bad reason that they have a gap. So AI on its own cannot give the complete picture of the situation. Can't talk about life and work and how they work together. So when that happens, HR professionals should dive deeper and into the reasons behind the data that the AI is giving out. And then they need to use their intuition and experience to be able to make the right business decisions and be able to pull in the right candidates. I did have a question though, in the last one with career, when you're wanting to maybe make a change over to another division, or make a lateral change to another job in another division, or you want to make a promotion, how is HI going to really help you as the person who's seeking that, be able to understand how they should, where they should go, and if it's a match, and how do they talk to their manager on how to do it. But that's something that we need to look at later, but it came up sort of in my head. So the biggest thing is, and this is a big thing in the headlines, I'm watching news and they're talking about Nissan and how the data is being retrieved right out of your car. And I'm going, oh my goodness, So really, that's sort of an AI of sorts, really. And so the HR team needs to consider data privacy and cybersecurity risks, especially when big companies like Apple can get hacked.
Yes.
They got hacked once, maybe twice. And I know the government has been hacked a number of times. I always wonder why they don't have better firewalls, because they're the government and have so much money, right? But with a growing number of organizations using AI to store business information, data security is critical now, because nobody else should know your business.
No.
HR must be able to reassure employees that their personal information, like social security numbers and bank details, is secure.
Yeah.
Because you put that on the application.
Yes.
So.
Well, and when you think about it, I used to do a lot of HIPAA training, and the thing about HIPAA is the information had to be safe, it had to be secure, and it had to be kept private. And it's the same with employees' information. They have the right to having their information kept private and safe and secure. Yeah.
That's good. Yep, I agree with you. And one of the other things is safe and secure, right? You have to be careful that you are wary of the tools that do it all. I mean, nothing does it all. No. Really, there are loopholes and there are gaps that you as a human element should be interacting. Right. And so the AI-powered software that does it all, it's tempting for the HR department to buy it. But Todd Raphael, head of content, Skyhive, advises HR management to have a healthy skepticism about tools that boast about being everything, doing everything better. And I agree with him. I mean, if it's doing everything better, why are you in that job? So you have to really think about that. AI is really a support tool that can help you be able to do the bigger, more complex things while it's doing the general everyday things. I mean, it's a little different for AI, and we aren't going into it. That has to do with medicine and other things. That's a whole different kettle of fish. So it really is better to keep the systems you have through an AI tool and don't go crazy over it. So that's really, do you have any comments about that?
Like you said, it's interesting because one of the things when you start your own business, one of the things that you find out is you can't be all things to all people. And it's the same with AI. AI can't be all things to everyone. It's next to impossible, like it said, to be able to do everything really well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as it evolves, because it is evolving. It's constantly evolving. That's what happens with technology. And to see how they start to integrate different versions of AI together to come up with something that really does try to cover everything.
Yeah, I agree. And, one of the things that is coming up, I get all these announcements. I'm going to help you use AI in your business. You're a coach, so it can do this. And I've been tempted to try AI, because the one thing I think about is, well, it will give me some information, but I don't have to accept it. We had a seminar about how AI chat box can help give you questions that you might ask your clients. And that's good, but you should know if those are good questions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
still, I'm not trying to say throw out the AI. I'm saying that we still are here. So
I agree.
go ahead. HR departments, they're going to increasingly adapt AI to benefit the
Mhm.
human element in the companies and in business. How is that done?
Well, AI is going to continue to enhance how companies attract, develop, and retain their talent. And the reality is, the companies are already using it. They're going to continue to use it, and it's going to be used more often. Uh, uh, what organizations need to realize, though, is that AI cannot replace the human touch in HR. It can't replace the humanity. It can't replace the human part of human resources. That companies should be able to strike a balance between the technology that they're using and the human involvement to gain the greatest benefits. And that's what it's all about, is trying to figure out how can we use this as a tool to help us with some of these tasks, and then take the information and the analytics and use it on the human plane.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think of this as I was thinking like with EEO, right? EEO really has a lot of standards, a lot of policies, and so forth, and law, even law. So they put it into the AI system, so it's there, and they probably give it some algorithms to make some decisions. But really, the ultimate person to make the decision, to do the analysis on a case-by-case basis should be the EEO specialist, the EEO director or manager. And that's just one example of where AI is good. So you don't have to have 10 books on EEO
Yeah.
law. But you can, I would put them in a box, right? Or just leave them up there for show. And then you would use the AI to be able to, find out what's going on with the conflict that's happening. Because a lot of times, a couple of my clients have had to go escalate it to EEO. And I've always wondered, oh, what do you do then when
Yeah.
you does that? And the same thing with performance management.
Yeah.
I mean, the tendency might be if AI says this is what the person's doing, they deserve a raise, or this is what the person is not doing, and they should be demoted, terminated, or what. There's a story behind that.
Yes,
The
there is.
AI is not going to take on the story.
No.
And you, as a manager, and many managers are afraid to actually be involved with their employee in any of those things. And so I'm worried that the managers in the operations and in HR are going to say, okay, this is what it said, and so that's what it is.
Yep.
And I think I see some people that I knew in HR might do that. So
And it's a slippery slope once you start to
nervous.
get down that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
All
so
right.
so we're glad. I mean, I hope you got something out of this, because really AI is here.
Yes, it is.
We will have to, even me as a baby boomer, are going to have to really learn how to use AI, maybe limited, maybe really total use. So I hope this helped you think about how it could help you as an HR person, and as the person, the manager and the employee that are involved with this, and the business leaders.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. We're glad that you could be here, and we will see you again. Bye, everyone.
Bye.